Hey everybody, it's Dave Stevens with Stevens Group Training, and welcome to the webinar, Delegating with Ease. I've got some really good tips and techniques for you today, so let's go ahead and get started. Delegating with Ease. I'm so excited that you've joined me here today on the webinar. Whether you're in a new position and need some advice, or you're looking to just refresh your skills, you've come to the perfect place. If you're stuck in the mindset of, if I want something done, I have to do it myself, then you're likely adding a bunch of unnecessary stress to your plate. Whether you're in a leadership position, it can be challenging to let go of your power and give the work that you've been entrusted to do to another person. If this sounds familiar to you, practice making it a priority to let go. Start small and delegate a task that doesn't hold much weight in terms of how the outcome will affect things. Let's take just a moment to put this in the context of, say, a household chore, like teaching a child to wash dishes. It might seem easier for you to just do the task yourself. Just do the dishes. Given the fact that you've been doing it for so long and you're familiar with it. But if you can teach the child to wash the dishes, you can spend your time working on that bigger home project that needs your attention. By taking the time to guide the child through the ins and outs of washing dishes, you're not only helping them build their abilities and skills, but you're also allowing yourself some space to make the best use of your time. Delegation allows you to focus your attention on high-level tasks, thus creating a more functional system for the business or your household. In other words, work on the business, work on your business, not in the business. Your workplace success is intertwined among staff, and each staff member is most successful when they feel empowered. After all, when they succeed, you succeed. The balancecareers.com website writes, empowerment is the process of enabling or authorizing an individual to think, behave, take action, and control work and decision-making about their job in autonomous, independent, and self-directed ways. It is the state of feeling self-empowered to take control of your destiny. While it's your job as a supervisor, manager, or team leader to make the big picture decisions, fostering employee empowerment through involvement will enable your team members to contribute their best effort. If you're new to delegating, it's important to start slowly. When delegating, your goal should be to build up both your delegating abilities as well as your employees' ability to take on the responsibilities. To do this, delegate a low priority task. This will allow both you and your employee to test the water of delegation. Too often, people make a habit of delegating to whoever has the lightest workload or whoever happens to be close by and convenient. Instead of falling into this habit, consider who has the most significant number of relevant skills for the task at hand. Another thing to keep in mind is each individual's range of skills, the potential to grow, and their individual goals. Before delegating tasks, it's crucial to trust that everyone on your team can take on the responsibility of the task at hand and can make their own decisions. Do you think your team is ready? Assign a project to your team with every task delegated. Ensure you have complete faith in their ability to complete the task. When the project is due, answer the following questions. Is the project complete? Has everyone finished what they were assigned? Is the quality up to your standard, or does it look sloppy and finished at the last minute? If everyone is completed to your satisfaction, great. If not, examine where the project fell short, then try again. To ensure success, it's best if you can provide or at least explain the task in its entirety to whoever you are delegating to. Make sure the person tasked with the work understands the overall purpose of the project. There are important aspects that might require extra time and effort, and as well as any background information that can help clarify why the project was put in place. When your team is aware of the big picture, they work well together and are more likely to succeed. If you're not already in the practice of providing your team with the big picture, try it out. Deadlines must be clearly defined in order to be met. If the project has multiple components, make sure the team knows exactly when each element of their project is due. If you're new to delegating, you're working with a new team, or you're trying this for the first time, try making a schedule for your team to follow. Having a visual spreadsheet or checklist will provide your team with something to refer back to if necessary. Involving your team in the big picture will ensure that they feel as if they are part of the whole initiative, because they are. You can't just expect your team to know precisely what you want from them. In addition to providing critical aspects of the project, make a list of everything you can think of that will help your workers with this project. When leading a team, it's essential for your team to feel that they can approach you with any questions, concerns, or just to bounce ideas off of you. Some things to keep in mind when implementing an open door policy. 1, if a team member comes into your office with an idea, don't shut it down right away. 2, listen to what your team member is saying and really think about it. Really consider it. 3, allow others to build their own path by allowing them to have a voice in the process. And 4, recognize strategies different from your own might be brilliant. If you have certain expectations or a picture of the outcome you are looking for, share it with your team. Your expectations shouldn't be a secret. Your employees would rather that you share exactly what you're looking for rather than making them guess. This sets up a successful outcome for everyone. Many leaders have success allowing others free rein over delegated tasks. However, this doesn't mean merely assuming work is being accomplished. Set up project check-ins so you are in the loop of progress. This will keep both you and your workers on a cohesive timeline. Remember those solid due dates you established? For long-term projects, set specific checkpoints to ensure that milestones are being met along the way. If you see something isn't right, whether it's unfinished work or errors, step in. If it looks like a project might not finish in time or a team member has lost focus, step in to offer a hand. Remember, ultimately, you're in charge. If something does go wrong and you aren't able to finish in time, don't blame your team. Put together a constructive plan to resolve the roadblocks that got in your way. Think back to past projects when you were the person being delegated to. Share how you felt during the project. Did you complete the project successfully? What did you like about how you were delegated to and what you would have changed? Share your experience and how you will learn from your experience to be a better delegator going forward. When delegating a project or task, it's important to identify the measurements or the outcome you will use to determine that the project was successfully completed. Take a moment to consider a past project that wasn't a success. Take a moment to consider a past project that wasn't as successful as it could have been. Start from the beginning and determine what would have been appropriate, measurable outcomes. You may want to foster a means of expressing gratitude to your team when a project is successfully completed. Positive recognition reinforces the employee's positive self-image, sense of accomplishment, and belief that they are a key contributor. What can you do to reward others for a job well done? A big key to delegating effectively is being in touch with your team. Knowing who is best suited for certain tasks will go a long way in delegating appropriate work. You might have one employee who excels in big picture brainstorming ideas, and another employee who does better with detail-oriented tasks. Knowing what each person can bring to the table is crucial in deciding where and how to best delegate tasks. A single task can be effectively completed in a dozen different ways, and your way may not be the right way for someone else. Embrace creativity and ask for feedback about the instructions you provided. If circumstances allow, encourage your associates to try new ways of completing the task. You never know. They could come up with a method that is much better and faster, which never would have occurred to you. Take note of the following tasks to set up your team for ultimate success. Decide what to delegate. Pick the right people for each task. Communicate very clearly. Check in, but don't be overbearing. Share in the rewards and give credit where credit is due. And I put these on a slide for you, the next slide, so that you can come back to those so you didn't have to really take them down as notes. Okay? Does anybody on the webinar have any tips to add that may have contributed to your success? And does anybody have any questions or experiences they would like to share? Put them in the chat box below on your screen. Now, this class was put together by using the information on the next screen. If you'd like to go and check out those resources, please feel free to do so. And that's a wrap. So thank you so much for taking the time out of your busy day to join me. Delegating is a skill just like any other. It's essential to know your own strengths and weaknesses as a leader to be a successful delegator. If you're new to delegating, don't be discouraged when projects don't work out. Instead, use the opportunity to improve your skills. I absolutely loved getting to chat with you and share some valuable information with you today. If you have any questions, you can please post them in the comment section below. I want to thank you for coming and hanging out with me. And I wish you all the best in the future with your delegating.